Hello again, everyone. Hopefully my audio settings should be a lot better than last time. In case you skipped last episode because it was unlistenable, just to catch you up to speed, got a new computer. Enigma doesn't run quite as well, but I'm seeing if I can make do. And obviously, new computer meant I had to reconfigure my audio settings, which I completely forgot to do last time. So let's try again. So last time we did this, and this. So now let's go for Grow Your Own, which is a 19-minute part-time level. Okay. So we've got... I see. So it's like a maze, which we grow ourselves. Fascinating. And slightly terrifying. So far I've got a blue oxide, but who knows if there'll be any reds. Usually these sort of maze levels have more than just 2 endpoints. Also, I note that this is like... How many mazes has Nat Price made up to this point? It's too many for me to count, honestly. I do like this format, though. This is a fun take on the maze. I just have to be careful not to fall. I'm getting a little bit scared at how big this maze is shaping up to be. Okay, we have a red. This leaves me to believe that we probably want to go off to the left. So now I'm going to be making my way to the left. F given the opportunity. Here we go. Okay, lost a life. So let's just make our way around another way. So we've got a red one in the bank. I'm going to hold on to it just because there is the potential to reset and get another one, but looks like we're gonna have to backtrack quite a lot. I'm going to lower my mouse speed just a little bit. Actually, even more than that. Just because my hand starts to hurt a little bit if I overdo it with the mouse. It's not quite the same as controlling with a trackpad. And I like it more this way. It feels pretty nice. So we've got a branch opening up down here. I think we can safely rule out this branch. Okay, we've made our way back down here. So this should be a reasonable part time. I just have to navigate the maze correctly and hope I get decent generation. Okay. Well, that's quite a chunk of the level just sort of done. This definitely is an interesting take on the maze format. Okay. All right. Yeah, lowering my mouse speed definitely helping right now. I think we've hit the edge, so now we just need to go down a little bit. Okay, that was a whole dead end. Is there anything down here? Doesn't seem like it. There we go. So there's another one. Now, just to figure out how to reach it. And if possible, I'd actually like to not do that. Okay, well, time to return to the start. Can't quite take any shortcuts anymore. I was just a pure flub with my mouse there. But at the very least, we do have a path carved out. I'm going to actually take some tactical pauses to just rest my arms and also have a drink. So see you again soon. Alright, back to business. Okay. Here we go. Pretty long path around here. Still got well over half the time limit left for a par, which is good. Just taking another arm break. One thing about this new setup with my mouse, which is actually sort of a con compared to when I had a trackpad, is that I have to recenter my mouse physically on my mouse pad in order to get a clean stroke, whereas with my trackpad, all I had to do was just move my fingers once. So maybe I'm going to be taking pauses like this more often. Just sort of tactical mouse recentering pauses. Okay, that's a dead end. We've still got the bottom right red. So we should be en route to the stone down here now. Okay, that was a match. So now we know that we just have to go back to the start. And we should have just barely enough time to do that whenever we navigate our way up top. My pathfinding algorithm, so to speak, is really just moving in the direction of where I want to go. I think that's how most pathfinding algorithms work. So nothing really to write home about. Okay, that's a dead end. Glad I didn't just destroy myself. That would have been an embarrassing way to lose an attempt. Going on quite a journey. Okay, promising. Now we know that we have to take a different way. So the different way that we need to take is somewhere down there, wherever it may be. Here we go. So this should be the path to that one up there. Okay, seems it wants me to go the long way around. Should be closing in on it. There is okay, no more chance that this is a dead end. So now we've bumped that, and now we just have to trace our way all the way back to the start. Not quite gonna take another break just yet, but yeah, I'm very glad that you can just lower your mouse sensitivity on the fly in this game. It'd be a very different experience without that option. So now we're going back around here. All right. Yeah, this is quite the large maze we're navigating. But as long as I actually keep a hold of myself and don't foolishly die at the very end, we should have it. Almost there. Going to be very careful about getting the corner bump. I could have saved quite a lot of time had I been a little bit better about keeping my lives, but it is what it is. Tricks and traps. Okay, I'm gonna take a drink and then we'll do this one. Alright. Before I move on to this actually, let's go back to here. Right, so let's assign a rating to some of these levels. So this one was pretty interesting. Definitely a novel puzzle concept, but not much more than that. Push the hammer, again, I'll give it a 6, maybe even bordering on a 7. It was a fun little short concept. Lots of triggers. I'll just give this one a 5, I think. Actually, maybe just a 4. Bomb shelter, I'll also give this one a 6. And grow your own. Surprisingly, I'm feeling like giving this a solid 5. Even though it is another maze, and a pretty large one to boot, I do like the way in which it creates the maze as you go along. And see that solved percent, yeah. Yeah, someone got pretty good luck, and a very fine mouse movement to get a score like that. You can probably actually get a world record of like 6 minutes on this, if you really like get good luck and good movement. Anyways, moving on. I hear a laser. Let's turn our mouse speed back up. So, we have various Shogun stones. We've got a swap. I'm just sort of doing things right now. I'm going to lower my mouse speed just a smidge. So, a thing there. I think we need to reset. One pro of using a mouse over a trackpad is that I can very easily click middle mouse to reset the level, whereas last time I had to press Shift and F3. So that's pretty nice. So, how do we navigate this? Okay. Well, first thing, we can push some blocks out of the way. So, this one... I think that's the only one we really can move out of the way, actually. I think what I want to do is put this here, and just to gain information, I'm going to bump this over here, swap here, and then realize that I can't actually swap it with anything else. I can't swap it with that, though. So yeah, this is a pretty powerful stone. Let's see. Okay. And then you can come down here. There's probably a reason it's laid out like this. That was an accident, but it does mean that I can move this. Sounds pretty good. That's probably a way to make headway on most of the actual puzzle going on here. Okay. Problem is, still quite a lot of things that are mysteries. So we've got Shogun spots there. I'm going to reset. I'm going to see... Okay, so... let's just try to solve the Shogun Stone part of this puzzle. So we can push this here, and push that there, and move some things out of the way. So I'll keep you down here, I think, and then move back up. And like this, we've got some space freed up, so that's pretty good. So it doesn't seem like these did anything. I think that might be in part because we have to stack them. So let me do this. So that's inside that now. And now we want a tiny one. So how do we get a tiny one? How do we get a tiny one? That's actually a pretty good question. We can use the swap, maybe. Although it seems pretty dangerous. I do note, it feels like this wants to connect with this. And then there's also this thing down here, which is pretty unusual. If I had the magic wand, then I think I could destroy this. But, I don't. So, gonna enter silent mode real quick. I think I see a way to do something with the swamp. So, we might lose some progress if this doesn't work out as I hope. But we do this, then we do this, and now we can bump that out, and now we've freed up some stones, particularly a small one, so now we can test out what this bottom switch does. Okay. So that opened one oxide door, and also a laser did something somewhere. So good to know. Going to make preparations to set up another one. So this goes down here, and then we can go ahead and use this one as our next piece. Then we need a small one, and we can extract that from here. So that's looking pretty good. That opened another door, but didn't really get me anywhere. So that's a little bit unfortunate. We do have one switch left to make something with. So we do this. Then I'm going to extract a medium one from here. And now we're going to need to free up some stuff. I think that looks a little something like this. I'm going to put this in a risky spot just to create a bridge. So this does that, then we do that and that. And now that's free. Okay. So now that's one more switch. Unfortunately, doesn't feel like a lot has happened. What could we do to make something happen? If we wanted to push the swap into here, then we'd have to have like a full horizontal path, which seems like quite a lot of work. And even then, that wouldn't actually allow us to push this piece anywhere. It would be quite a lot of trouble to try to push the swap down here as well. Gonna take another breather. A thought does occur, and I think I'm going to need to sacrifice some material to make it happen, but we're gonna try it anyway. So if I do something like this, and then going to just do this real quick. Going to move this into here. So by doing this, we open ourselves up to do this move, which is pretty cool. And now we can push this out. I like that. So now we have another screen here. Okay, and we've got a locking mechanism, which we can undo like this. So now we've got some more blocks to work with. We've got a swap, which seems to want to gain some freedom. Is there anything under this? Doesn't seem like it. Oh, good lord. Okay. Well, this is the journey we're on now. So let's figure out how to navigate this. I think I'm going to want to do something like this. Okay, that worked. So now we're down here. So we've got some lasers, and it doesn't look like we can do anything down here. There's no way past to the lasers. I would like to make some glasses, but I can't place items on top of lasers. I can only shoot lasers onto items. So let's return to where we were before. I do note that there's the possibility of extracting blocks into here for swap fodder. So let's move this out. Okay, so let's ask ourselves a question. How are we going to break into here? I think we're stuck, unfortunately. We can go ahead and free this, and that would even allow us to go down here. I'm not sure what the deal with this swap is. Like, I'll go ahead and move it down here just for the sake of it, but we can drag it along to here. That doesn't do us anything. Down here, we could move it down to that edge, and then I don't want to think about what sort of nightmares would allow us to escort a swap from the top to the bottom of this room. I'm not going to think about that. But we have another push block. We can get it out, but I think we might be a little bit late in terms of... Not sure there's anything else we can do right now. I'm going to take another good look down here. Is there anything I should take note of? Right, okay, I remember. So, I thought there's nothing we can do down here, but that's not true. We can always do that. And now, the laser is disabled. Okay, I guess I'll leave it at that. I don't see any reason to do anything else right now. We have a movable mirror, which is slightly worrisome. And then we've got... What is going on here? So that's a reset. So we've got a blue. And we've got a red. So a red and a blue, there and there. That Shogun stone down there is covering something. I'm going to do my secret wall check. Because these Shogun stone placements are slightly worrisome. But doesn't look like we have anything. Yeah, there's no way that I can move these out, is the thing. Like, even if I had teleporters, I'm still not sure if I'd actually be able to do anything. So I'm going to move this onto here. No change visible here. If I push this here... Okay, well I died on accident. The puzzle did not reset, so that's good to know. And this door did not open. Okay. But apparently that opened up. No, that was always red. Oh, and that opened up. Was the switch a bait? Was the top switch just like a nothing? Like a bro nothing? Nothing burger with extra nothing on top? Because I'm not mad if that's the case, but it sure would mean that a lot of other stuff in this puzzle is very confusing. So I remember where the blue was. It was down there. Okay, level finished, I guess. This game. Yeah, this is what it's like. Okay, we got a spring here. The level is called Wells. Boing. Okay. That's death. Okay. I am so deeply confused to the extent that I am going back to that one. What do you desire from me, game? So I hit that. Apparently I bounce off of the grate when I did something there. Strange. Yeah, I just bounce off of that. Huh, weird. I am deeply confused. I do not understand what's going on there. Push, pull. Okay. So we've got mirrors again. Something's over here. What is it? So there's the laser emitter. There's a piece of paper under there. We've got a switch. In order to get in here, I think we have to destroy this, which means we get a wand somehow. And then we have some oxides, and we also need to disable the laser. Okay. Well, let's see if we can't do some of that. So, let's reset. So... Just sort of messing around. Let's just sort of toy around. I've got an idea for something to try. So we're going to do this. And then we're going to do this. So now we've swapped that out of the way. And now it puts us in a pretty bad spot for a lot of other things, unfortunately. Especially now that I've done that. So, Oh, okay. I remembered what I have to do now. So I need that long bar to be here. And then the turn here and the bottom piece here. And then I can create a handle to extract this whole piece to the right. So that's the goal of this puzzle. And now the puzzle is figuring out how to move that thing down here. Which is easier said than done. Let me think about it. Well, I bumped that on accident, so that's a reset. But I think I've hit upon something here at least. So we do this, we do this, you go there, you can be moved there temporarily, I guess. Actually no, you stay there. Then we just move some things in place here and here. And then we go back around. We hit that. And now we're closer, I think. No, not quite. Still got some work to do. Maybe quite a lot of work to do. So now we've got a whole shuffleboard going on. And unfortunately, I don't think there's much of a way to fix what's going on here. Maybe this orientation? We do this. That's like that now. We can push this out of the way. And we can also push this out of the way. Then we can move this. I guess we'll push that there. We need some space freed up here, though, is the new problem. So looks like we might have hit into an issue again. But okay, I'll say that's a reset. I see something. So we've got access to some parts now, which is good. And then by doing this, we can make this move. And then by doing this, we can get ourselves stuck. We needed to do this. So let's get this nice and snug right here. So you Just go nice and comfy right there. So now I would like to say we've made progress, but I think we've still got some mysteries to solve. Yeah, that's not quite a full extraction, all because this swap is blocking the way. And I'm not sure we have much of a means to free it anymore. Unless we do something like this. But that again leaves the problem of how do we pull the thing out? So let me think for a little bit. I'm gonna call that a critical failure, but let's return to this state. So now we know a little bit more about how we need to construct this whole thing. Okay, I think I got it. So we do this. Hopefully there's not a part 2 to this puzzle, but I should be able to get back here if I really need to. So we do this. And now, let's pull. So that should be good. So now, let's hit the switch. Turns the laser off. Read the note. Restart with F3. I hope I don't have to. So blue. Red. Okay. Blue. Might as well get a match. I think we should be good. But you never know. So let's go over here, hit this one more time. Maybe that's referring to if you accidentally no, I still don't know what that's referring to. Not sure what could cause you to soft walk in that state. Blind date. I might stop the episode here, but for now... Oh, this is looking pretty mean. Okay. Oh dear. Okay, so invisible nonsense. I'm not feeling that right now, but I will give it a try next time. Let's go ahead and rate some more levels. So tricks and traps, I'm gonna give it a... This level was just confusing. I'm gonna give it a 4. Like, the opening with the Shogun Stones was neat, but I'm not sure what literally everything else in the puzzle was about, so yeah. Wells... Yeah, I think a 3 is like the most I can give. I don't know what that was going for. Push-pull, I'll give this a... Yeah, I'd say a 6 is alright. It was a neat little swap puzzle. And that'll be it for today, so thanks for watching. See you next time.